Attention passionate Detroit, Lions fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Detroit Lions' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Detroit Lions fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Detroit LIONS fans. Let's get to the news all right. Lions fans, buckle up because the NFL rumor mill is buzzing, and it's all pointing towards a blockbuster potential move that could reshape our secondary, and by extension, our Super Bowl aspirations. The whispers in the league suggest that Detroit might be on the verge of pulling off a bold trade involving Chicago Bears star cornerback Jaylon Johnson. Now I know what some of you might be thinking. Another trade rumor, right? But hear me out because this isn't just some idle speculation. It's rooted in some real signals that could have huge implications for our team this season and beyond. Let's start with the core of the story. Jaylon Johnson, 26 years old, is a talented, aggressive cornerback who's been a real bright spot for the Bears the past few seasons. In 2025, he put up impressive numbers: 7 interceptions, 20 passes defensed, a PFF coverage grade of 95, and an allowed rating of just 71. 4. Those are elite numbers, folks. He played a big role in helping Chicago's secondary, especially considering their struggles in recent years. Over his career, Johnson has amassed 22 interceptions and 60 passes defensed, showing that he's not just a shutdown corner, but also a playmaker who can change the course of a game with a timely pick or a crucial pass breakup. Now, that's where things get interesting. The Bears, after a disappointing 5-12 season in 2025, are clearly in rebuild mode. Their cap situation is tight, and they're reportedly looking to move some assets to rebuild the roster, especially on the offensive line, which has been a weak link for them. The whispers are that they're open to trading Johnson in exchange for a first-round pick in the 2027 draft, a pretty hefty price, but one that makes sense given Johnson's talent and contract situation. The Bears are planning for a post-2025 rebuild, and after a rough season with a 5-12 record, they're looking to stockpile picks and assets to accelerate their rebuild. On the other side, the Lions are eyeing the secondary, especially with the need to bolster their coverage units against the league's top wide receivers. Our defense has been solid, but against the elite WRs like Justin Jefferson or Davante Adams, we've seen some vulnerabilities. The stats support this. Against top-tier WRs, our allowed rating is higher than we'd like, and big plays have been giving us headaches. Adding Johnson, who's allowed just a 71. 4 rating last season and has been a top 3 Pro Bowl corner for 2024-25, could be a game changer. His aggressive technique, combined with his playmaking ability, would elevate our secondary to a whole new level. And let's talk about what Johnson can bring to Detroit. His impact isn't just about raw stats. It's about what he can do to improve the overall defense. His allowed yards per game have been cut by 25%, from 218 to 163 yards, making our secondary more stingy and reliable. His technique and aggressiveness help reduce big plays, previously allowing 16 big plays and now just 7. That's a significant boost in keeping opponents' offenses in check. Plus, his presence helps elevate the duo of Okudah and the young corners, giving them a mentor and a lockdown option when it counts most. Of course, the trade would come with some caveats. Chicago is cautious. They're skeptical about the production and whether Johnson's performance can stay consistent, especially considering his ankle injury in Week 5 that caused him to miss 2 games. But his overall career numbers speak volumes: 22 interceptions, 60 passes defensed, and an EPA per target of -0.18, which shows he contributes positively to the defense's efficiency. His tackles and contested catch percentage also highlight his physicality and coverage ability. If Detroit can land him, it's a clear statement of intent. We're not just building for the future, we're going all in now. From a cap perspective, the Lions would be able to make this move without breaking the bank. Johnson's contract, which frees up $2 million, would be a valuable addition, and our current cap space of around $4 million gives us some flexibility to maneuver. Moreover, this trade would not only strengthen our secondary, but could also serve as a signal to the rest of the league that Detroit is serious about competing at the highest level. The NFC North is tightening up, with Green Bay retooling, Minnesota always competitive, and Chicago trying to find their footing again. Adding a player of Johnson's caliber would give us a real edge, especially considering his history of locking down top receivers. Now, let's not forget the bigger picture here. If this trade goes through, it could be a pivotal moment for the Lions' season. While the team has already shown promise, with Jared Goff leading an efficient offense, Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery providing a dynamic running game, and our defense steadily improving, adding a player like Johnson could be the final piece that pushes us over the top. It's about creating a defense that can hold the line against the best defenses in the league, a defense that can force turnovers and get us the ball back when it matters most. The odds are also interesting. There's a betting market currently giving Johnson around +8-0 to be traded to Detroit, but that could tighten as more insiders weigh in and if the move gains traction. If the Lions do secure Johnson, the odds of us winning against top opponents like the Vikings or in playoff scenarios could swing dramatically. His 9 career passes defense show a knack for creating turnovers, which could tip the scales in close games or playoff battles. This potential move is all about the Lions aiming for the ultimate goal, a Super Bowl. We've come close before, but with a few strategic upgrades, especially in the secondary, we could be looking at a team that's ready to make a real run. Johnson's versatility, competitive spirit, and proven production make him an ideal fit for what Detroit needs right now. It's about building depth, enhancing our coverage, and setting the tone that the Lions are serious contenders. Of course, there are skeptics. Some Bears fans and analysts are cautious, questioning whether Johnson's injury history and recent production make him worth the price. But in Detroit, we see the bigger picture. We see a player who can elevate our entire defense and help us keep pace with the league's best. We're not just looking for a short-term fix. We're building a team that can sustain success, and adding Johnson could be the catalyst for that. So, Lions fans, what do you think? Are we on the verge of pulling off a game-changing trade? Will Johnson be the guy to lock down our secondary and help us chase that Super Bowl dream? The NFL offseason is always full of surprises, and this one feels particularly exciting. Keep your eyes peeled because if this move happens, it could be the talk of the league for weeks. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest Detroit Lions news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. As always, Detroit Lions fans, we're here to keep you updated and in the loop with everything happening in the NFL and our beloved team. This potential trade isn't just about acquiring a talented corner. It's about sending a message that the Lions are ready to compete at the highest level, to make a real push for the Super Bowl, and to finally put an end to decades of waiting. Our team is building something special, and whether or not this trade goes through, it's clear that Detroit's future is bright. We've got the foundation, the talent, and now perhaps the star power to take us all the way. And now, Detroit Lions fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Detroit Lions. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Detroit Lions news. Let's keep the passion alive and continue supporting this team as we chase that Super Bowl dream together. Skol Lions!